All right, guys, what's up? Hope you're doing pretty good. We'll give it a minute for some people to hop on. Let me make sure everything's good. Says excellent connection. I got the live stream going on here. Make sure my music's not too loud, and we'll get into it. What's up, guys? What's up, Marley the Kid, or the Marley Kid? Didn't trade much today. Second half was a lot better. I feel yeah, we did have a little rally. I haven't been on my computer at all today. I stopped trading at like 11:30, and I haven't really looked since. Spy finished like nearly up 1%. I didn't even notice that. Phoenix SWN surprised me. We can take a look at that. What's up, 99 keys? Adita AOK. What's up? Looked dismal, then reversed and almost crossed 9.78. Yeah, that tends to be the market. It's Kendo. Forgot I had this account. What's up, bro? Hope you're doing good, dude. We'll give it a minute for some people to hop on. There's 38 of you. Hit the like button. Really helps to push this out to anybody who's watching. Also hit the notification bell so that this way, if you're not on Discord, and check out our Discord community for sure, but this way you'll get a notification. I want to start doing this a couple times a week. I mean, preferably would be every day, but with how busy I am, I can't like fully commit to that at a time every day. Probably after the market. So like it's 4 o'clock right now. I want to do that, but kind of just to go over some trades. If you're in the Discord, I did call out ZIM today. I closed it out for about $500 in profits. And then I re-entered it again today, and I called it out to the Discord, the free part. So if you're not a part of the Discord, what are you doing? Get over there and join, because that trade alone is looking pretty damn good. And we'll see how that goes. We'll talk about that as well. We'll go over Tesla. And we'll go over a couple of other things too. LLY had a pretty good day too, up 2.5%. Yo, my dude, what's up, dude? Where's this thing going? We'll see. What's up, Dean? Anyone in AMC, we'll talk about that. All right, so way it normally goes, I will go over Tesla. We'll talk about the market. We'll go over like a stock I'm trading. So we'll talk about ZIM, and if you guys have any tickers, do it up, put it in the chat, and we'll go over some of them. Dude, this music is either I don't think you guys can hear it, but it is either ridiculously loud or not loud enough. So there we go. All right, let's talk about Tesla, and let's see. Let's go over Tesla first. This will be the best way to go over this right now. So taking a look at Tesla, currently today we ended up closing green, up 0.27%. One point we were down at lows like 689. If you watched the video I did this morning on Tesla, we talked a lot about this inverted head and shoulders. Talked a lot about that yesterday in the live stream that we did. But so far Tesla is sitting within this inverted head and shoulders, and I assume that we're probably going to sit here for like another day or so. You can tell that this is a shoulder forming here. We had a head forming here, which is a lower low, followed by another shoulder forming here, and we are unable to break out up over this resistance. I don't want to talk too much about inverted head and shoulders patterns because we did that yesterday. We did like a full video, not full video, but I took a minute out of the live stream to talk about that yesterday. So, long story short, that's why we had that set up, that inverted head and shoulders. I contemplating buying some shares today as a trade. I still have my long-term investment in Tesla. Contemplating buying some as a trade, but I didn't. I do have a lot of money deployed currently. I added about another $35,000 worth of positions today into some trades. And maybe tomorrow, if we could get like, I should have bought it at 691, but if it could drop down to like 676, I know I'm being a little bit of a stickler here, but when it comes to like entering for a trade on Tesla, I want to be a stickler. Like, I would rather you guys always be a stickler about positions and trades as opposed to like just willy-nilly throwing yourself into a trade. So hopefully we can see a little dump on Tesla to like 675 and I would enter. But if anybody got in like around this range from like 672 up to 716, it's looking really, really damn good. Let me see if I can zoom in a little bit there. Might look a little wonky, but what the hell is going on? There we go. But at this moment, we're looking pretty good. Like, I think we're at least going to get a run up to 749, potentially a run up to 792. Things are looking pretty nice for Tesla currently. Looking at the 65-minute chart / 1 hour, we're up over point of control, holding here. Probably going to see that run up to 774. So Tesla's looking good. What would be a break of pattern or a stop loss for me personally would be if we ended up breaking like 670, because that's that point of control. That would be a lower low on the shoulder previously, so that would be like a stop loss range for me, and then from there we'd see it drop down to like 594. So Tesla's looking pretty good. That's how I would set it up, but we'll see what ends up happening. Let me see, CPI might be holding up. It's very true. Let's see, NRG. I'm not trying to brag or anything, but in December, I took a vacay to Florida. I had a bad overall feeling about the market, basically 90% cashed out and starting to get that itch, but I don't feel like we've bottomed yet. I feel you, man. Yeah, we've been, like, I've been saying since November, we're going to have a very bad Q1 in the market in general, and we've had that. But what I have started to do, I had no long-term investments at all. Like, everything was cashed out. I was just trading. But what I've been doing now is slowly adding money into it. So basically, I have about $257,000, probably like 259 right now, because I had a pretty good day, up like 2 G's. And what I was doing was I added like half of that into the market. If you guys want to know my long-term investments that I'm currently in, I've already done a video, but I can potentially do another one, and I also posted them somewhere on our Discord, but I can share the watch list with you as well. You're right about ENVX, although it seems to be bouncing back. Yeah, we can talk about that too. That's a good move. We'll talk about ENVX as well. But yeah, so Tesla looking pretty good. For flow, no crazy flow on Tesla today. Most active puts 6 million, most active calls 8.44 million. Can anyone tell me the difference between most active calls and bullish flow? These two down here. Can anyone tell me the difference between most active calls and bullish flow? I do talk about this fairly frequently on the Discord and here, but I feel that doing it every one of these live streams is probably good to explain, because I see a lot of you guys, or just a lot of different servers. A lot of servers, people will post like, look at all these puts or look at all these calls, but there's a major difference. And if anyone can tell me, you get a gold star. If not, I'll just explain it to you. But there is a major difference that's very important, because a lot of people get swindled by this stuff and they see like ton of calls coming in, but they don't understand the reasoning why you might not want to trust them. Also, I know there's some latency here. I'm actually going to remove this so you guys won't be able to see the YouTube. This way it'll stay on the charts. So can anyone tell me? Some are sold. Yep, Deb. Yeah, so basically, so long story short, you have bullish flow, and then I'm actually going to put it back. I can't do that. I need to get another screen. Basically, you have bullish flow, which is confirmed. The way that a flow is confirmed, and we'll actually just like look at the flow log today for Tesla, but the way you can tell that a flow is confirmed is if it comes on the ask or above the ask. So like this flow here, the second line, I'm actually going to isolate it. This first line here on Alibaba, where the details, it says AA, that means it came in above the ask. And then it says here it came in at the ask. If it comes in between between the bid and the ask, we don't really know if that is a bullish or a bearish position, because it just says that a call happened. But remember, you can sell a call. So like you could potentially, if it says like $100 million worth of calls came through for, 3 months from now at the money for Tesla. And we don't know if it comes in at the ask or above the ask or at the bid or below the bid. It's basically in no man's land. We don't know what that means. Like we know that the calls came through, but someone could be selling $100 million worth of covered calls and we would have no clue. And you would follow that position thinking that someone has $100 million worth of calls when really they're selling calls, which is bearish. So that's why bullish flow is the most important thing. Knowing what is confirmed is what you want to trade off of. I see a lot of times, like I said before, actually we have like a premium bot here that will tell us. The Goldens won't tell you if it's at the ask or on the ask, but like that's why you have to make sure that you know it's a confirmed flow. So that's why I watch for bullish flow and I look for what's confirmed. Like I don't even look on black box on what's not confirmed, because it's just not worth it for me. But most active calls today, 20 million and 20 million. So that means of those calls today, they were all basically bullish. If we go to the heat map, you'll see that as well. All these cells that came through, these white cells, these mean that they were not accounted for. So they came through, but we don't know if they're bullish or bearish. But where you see like the left side, this is your call side, that big red cell, that is someone selling covered calls for this Friday, 710. So someone has a huge bet that Tesla's going to close under 710 this Friday. And you can see some 775s. So understanding what's confirmed or what is not confirmed is very, very important. That's why you have to be careful about some of like this flow information that comes through, and make sure it's confirmed. And the other thing too is, this is like the major truth too, like big money's wrong at times as well. So like just because you see massive flow doesn't mean like we're going to go moving in any direction, especially since the options market is very important too. But I don't want to get too sidetracked. The options market does not dictate the underlying stock, right? So if I buy $100 million worth of Apple like options for this Friday, it does not move the stock at all, right? It will not move the underlying at all. So that is something you have to understand as well. It just means that someone's betting $100 million that the underlying is going to rocket. So it's very important. Yeah, so for Tesla, nothing crazy today. As far as unusual flow for the day, really nothing crazy. There are some Qualcomms. Let's see if this is like even worth talking about here. So this is that flow that came through, 145 calls expiring 610. So someone bought 145 610 calls. That is a lot. That is a lot. That is very far out of the money and expires in 3 days. Like, this is extremely unusual. However, I would not be following those. You know what I mean? It's also used as a manipulation tactic. That's correct, Phoenix. That's the other thing too. They know that people are scanning for that. But in this instance, this is very, very unusual, but not something I would touch. I would never buy something $5-6 out of the money expiring in 2 days. Something to watch, not something I'm following though. For Qualcomm, decent little flow there. Alibaba had an unusual flow hit. I'm not going to freaking touch that, to be quite honest. And SWM had some good flow today as well. And looking like we got a nice little push up. And I saw Phoenix, you said SWN surprised you. Let's go here. Yeah, SWM, I know you were talking about that. Yes, I think it was yesterday. But you can see here that we did have some good flow come through right at 11:20 a.m. And since that, we had this major run. Once we, if you guys can notice here where that flow came through, that flow came through as soon as we broke out over the 15-minute. That's Baba. I don't know why Black Box is like very much so lagging right now. SWM. All right, there we go. It didn't break out. I was like, fuck, I didn't think that it was that price. No, but we're still holding up here, up doing pretty good. Since that flow came in at 10:30 a.m. But we'll see what happens. Let's see. SWN. It's not M. SWN. There we go. Big push up. Yeah, nice cup and handle. That's what I was like looking at this. I was like, that's wrong. Yeah, I saw you said that, Phoenix. But no, that was for SWM. But SWN still pushing up. Actually had a good day, up 2.78%. Could still potentially see like a consolidation pullback down to like 878, potentially even 850. But where we are now, hopefully we'll see a continued run. Let's talk about ZIM, because this is I called this out today in the Discord. If you guys have any tickers, put them down in the chat so I can check them out. Thoughts on ZIM? Let's take a look, Wills. If you guys have any tickers, throw them out there and we'll go through them. But yeah, let's talk about ZIM. So I called this out in the Discord this morning. I'll actually go to where my positions are. I might give away some positions, but whatever. So today at 9:31 a.m., I posted for the premium group entry of 200 shares ZIM for a swing, and then you could see literally an hour later to the minute close ZIM for a $546 profit. So let's look at this. Looking at ZIM, we have a really nice cup and handle forming here. Nice little cup, good resistance here at 70. Nice little handle forming, and I bought right in down on the EMA today perfectly at 65.53, and I sold up around 69. Now, I sold early because when you look at this, yes, I made $500/5% in an hour, but there is still, like, just from here up to the pivot, a 7% move, and from here up to my take profit, a 22% move. So still a massive move. Like, there's a lot of meat on the bone, but I decided to take my profits because I just was like, I'm up $500 in an hour. Like, I've been doing this for a while. I'm cool with taking it. I wanted to re-enter. If we look at let's go to like a 1 minute chart. If we look at the 1 minute, we actually dropped back down, and I grabbed some down here at 12:55 in the afternoon. Well, actually, I probably grabbed some at 1. So I got it at a pretty good price because I was hanging out with Oz getting sushi. If you guys know who he is, he's an advanced trader here. But yeah, so we had like a nice little run, and now we're looking pretty damn good. So I'm in ZIM. I'm looking for a breakout over 70, and I'll look to take my profits around 78 to like 85. That's when I'll be looking to get out of ZIM. But it's looking really good. I would really just go with I would go with shares. The options market's pretty weak, and you really want volume. But yeah, that's something I would be watching and that I would be looking to enter. Let me see. What do you think of UVXY for the rest of the week? UVXY. Short-term VIX. I mean, you can't really do technical analysis on on something like this just because of how bad it decays. It's just not something I would touch. To be quite honest, like, if you wanted to short SPY, if you're looking at like volatility to the downside, you could, but like I probably wouldn't do that for the rest of this week. The fact that we held this today, so like look, you can see we have a consolidation here that I highlighted. The fact that we held this today is very important. If we would have closed today at like 407, then I'd be like, all right, yeah, we're looking pretty weak. We'll probably see a drop down to 397. But like, I think that we're going to see SPY push up to like 420 tomorrow, potentially 422, and then see a resistance. So for me, it's not something I would touch. If we had a little weaker close, then maybe. I can listen to you doing TA all day. Thank you, bro. Maybe I'll start like a technical analysis ASMR or something. Andy, NVIDIA. Let's take a look. All right, so first thing you notice is NVIDIA's on point of control. Does anyone here not know what point of control is? We talked about it yesterday, but if anyone doesn't understand point of control, do a quick little breakdown on it and explain it. Andrew, awesome content and channel. I'm glad I found this, dude. Thank you so much, Andrew. It means the fucking world to me. All right, we'll briefly explain it. Point of control, or anyone who even asks what this is, I get a lot of questions like, what is the sideways horizontal bars up here? This is volume profile. This is going to show you on a horizontal level where the volume comes in at. This red line is the thickest amount of volume traded within that time frame, which is a year from now, or a year behind us. So we want to trade with volume. So this is a very big support. We have been holding on this support for a very long time. If you look at the weekly chart, it'll show you an even better description here. Head and shoulders down on this support. One thing I don't like about NVIDIA at this price, to be quite honest, right here, the big thing I don't like is just that every time we have bounced off of this support, it's a weaker bounce. I don't think it's bad entry though. There is a squeeze happening. You look at the TTM down here; it's been squeezing since May 18th. Who was that who asked me? I think it was Andy. Andy, what I would do is I would enter here. I would set a stop loss at like 176, and I'd look to take my profits up around 220, maybe 240. That's what I would do. NVIDIA, let's see, SPX and Roku. SPX, and Roku. Let's do Roku first, actually. And then we'll do SPY in general. I think we talked briefly about Roku yesterday. So Roku is not really something I would touch. One thing I've noticed in my career, and I talked about this yesterday, is that the more that you like timing a bottom and timing reversals is how I started trading. Like a lot of what I still trade to this day is like descending wedges with divergences, finding a bottom. But I find it a lot less stressful and a lot better personally to actually just trade with the trend, right? It's just a lot less of a freaking headache. So for me, this is looking pretty good on a weekly chart, but I am not a huge fan. Here's the thing, right? You can make money finding the bottom and finding trend reversals, but here's your issue. You have to cut the shit fast, right? If it breaks a support, you have to cut it fast because you're playing against the trend. There's no like, I'll just hold it and hopefully it'll come back. I'm not a huge fan. We're under major resistance. We do have a divergence. If you really want to hit this, I would enter at like 93. I would go ahead and take a loss at 76. Look to take profits at 151. But it'd probably be a small trade. It's not something I really like, honestly. Let's see. SPY. Let's talk about SPY. SPY, stronghold. Talked about this a bit. Consolidating, looking good. Really strong close. I think we'll see a push up to like 420 and then reject. Probably tomorrow. Let's see. Hello, everyone. What's up, George? Made to decay only on a daily view. It's very true. Roku for this week and next week or anywhere of that. I wouldn't touch Roku, honestly. And if you are, I would only go with shares. Like, I feel like there's a good chance for it to bounce a bit, but I'd only go with shares. Unify is on fire. UNFI. You know, if I've ever looked at this. Damn, talk about volatility. All right, so like, this is a stock I actually have never looked at, I don't think. All right, what's the first thing we notice on the weekly time frame? What did you guys, what is this big pattern on the weekly? I mean, it already happened, but what is this pattern? It's a pattern I play a lot. So that's why I want to talk about it a bit. It's a major time frame. Like, you have to realize this pattern took almost like 5 years to break out. Cup and handle, cup and handle. Let's go. Yeah, cup and handle. So big cup and handle. Here's your cup. Here's your little handle. Consolidated. Nice breakout. Look at how like earnings was perfectly, you know, coincidentally placed right there. We had this big breakout, consolidated, dropped, held. I like UNFI. I honestly, it's not bad here. I mean, if you look at this bigger time frame, we had the breakout, but like the big move could probably happen back up to 58. I'd be looking to enter here. Let me see. Let's go to the weekly. I like looking at bigger time frames on stuff like this. It just gives me a better idea. Enter here. Take profit at 55. See, honestly, I would wait to see if you can enter at 41.60 unless you're already in it. Enter at 41.60, take profit up at like 58, and then I'd run a stop loss at 36. That's what I would do. But cup and handles is good. Oh, I saw this before. We'll talk about. I still need to go back through the chat, but I saw Eugene said, "Why are your bars different colors, and is it useful?" Sort of. So I use TrendSpider. I fucking love it. I'm gonna get I'm not gonna get demonetized. I don't even have monetization on, so I can curse all I want. I fucking love TrendSpider. It's a phenomenal platform. I don't care if they get mad or not, because I am affiliated with them. For most people, it's not worth the money, right? It's like, to get all of it, it's like $140 a month. But for most people, it's not worth it. There is this, I guess an indicator that I've been messing with a bit, that you have to pay for normally, like, but they give it to them for free, called Go No Go Trend. It's not like one of those algo trends, but basically it takes in like the 200 SMA, the Bollinger Bands, like Keltner channels, and then it just gives it to you in like colors. So like, if the bar is red, it's transitioning. If the bar is aqua, it's bullish. It's just not very bullish. And when the bar is bright blue like this, that's a very bullish candle. If you look at like these light purples, this is like weak and bearish, but not that bearish. And then the big purple ones are very, very bearish. But like most of these are bullshit. Like, I'll be honest, like most of them are bullshit. And so I've just been testing this one recently. But most of them are bullshit. Like, if you really had a trading algorithm, this is actually really good. So if you really had a trading algorithm, or you really had some sort of indicator that would like just fucking trade for you, right? No one would sell it, because you would be worth way too much money. It wouldn't even be worth selling it. Most of those indicators are bullshit. Now, one thing I do want to say is that could be said the same thing for someone who sells a course or has a YouTube channel. Like, Pete, if you were such a good trader, why are you selling your trades? If you're such a good trader, why are you doing YouTube? Right? And the answer is, who the fuck doesn't like more money? The other thing is, I really enjoy this. And the third thing is that a bank will not give me loans to go buy real estate, right, with money used to trade. Because even if you make, and this is one thing for anybody who wants to become a full-time trader that you have to understand, the bank will not look at you as an asset. Even if you make $200,000 this year from trading stocks, you are too much of a liability to go out and buy a property or to go out and buy an apartment complex. They don't want you and your income and your ability to pay the loan back on an investment to come from the stock market, because it's just not going to be consistent enough. You know what I mean? Don't take a mortgage. It makes no sense over time. I'm talking about like going to buy like a 10, 15, 20 unit apartment building. That's what I'm looking at. But I don't think you should invest in your own house, but I can do that in a different video. Let me see. Did you grab some Tesla shares today? Unfortunately, I did not, Kenneth. I wanted to grab some for a trade, and I should have grabbed some more long-term, but I'm kind of holding off. I put like 35 grand in the market today in trades. Like I grabbed Zim and I grabbed a couple of other positions today. If you're in the premium Discord, so just go to the free Discord. There's so much free shit over there. It's fucking insane. I'm going to continue to make free courses too. There's a couple more this summer. But if you do go to the upgrade section, you can upgrade and get access to all the trades. That's over here. It's $25 a month, but I threw out those other trades there. But what were we talking about? UNFI, yeah, looking pretty decent. Let me see. What is your top energy stock to buy currently right now? Honestly, I was looking at Chevron again today, which is energy, but Chevron, if we can hold this pivot point, like we've been holding here for a bit, and we're looking like we can get another pushback up to 186, 187, 188. I'm out of XOM entirely, which sucks because XOM just had another 5% day today, which is just freaking insane. But the issue is like a lot of energy stocks. Here's the thing, right? Two major things are happening right now with energy from a technical standpoint. Kramer said to buy oil and energy yesterday, which means it's going to fucking die. Like it's anytime Kramer says to buy something, it's going to fucking die. Number two, a lot of it's overvalued, or a lot of it is extremely overbought on technicals. And also, you guys should hit the like button because there's 100 people watching and only 45 likes. But yeah, so at the end of the day, I really think that Chevron could be pretty good, but there's not a ton that I really like. Oil, Gush, or Drip? Personally, I mean, Gush is a triple leveraged ETF. I used to trade the hell out of Gush back in the day. It's actually really good example of a symmetrical triangle. I used to trade the hell out of Gush. Is Drip double or triple? I don't know if Drip is double or triple leveraged. It has to be leveraged because look at this thing. I think Drip is the inverse, right? Drip is the bearish triple leveraged ETF, I believe. But yeah, if anything, I would be going with Gush because it's trending up, but it's too overpriced at this point. But this was a great example though. Like buying right here, this is a symmetrical triangle. Buying within this symmetrical triangle on Gush, waiting for a breakout, good volume, 48% rip in about 2 weeks. That's freaking nuts. But it's a triple leverage ETF, so be careful. All right. The most massive cup and handle ever. It's very true. I'm trying to go back. Talked about Meta. Thatch, I would not touch Meta right now, honestly. Personally, I wouldn't be. Last question. Do you think we're headed into a bear market or a recession? What are your thoughts? Friday CPI. So, all right, this is a good example. And this is why I don't, this is actually really good too, because I don't pay attention to shit. And I don't, look, when I trade, there's one thing I want you guys to understand. Let's talk about this, right? There's 100 people here. Let's talk about this a minute. I'm going to go sideways a bit. Your biggest asset as a trader and as an investor is your attention, right? And your emotions. The people who make, and I want to do a whole video on this, the people who make the most amount of money in the market and the people who are the most consistent traders in the market are people who protect their mental energy above anything and learn to keep their composure. Okay. So I don't ever think about that. I don't ever think about a recession. I don't ever think about a bear market. I don't ever think about a bull market. I don't ever think about a market collapse. I don't ever think about war. I don't ever think about any of this shit. A pandemic. Like I don't ever worry about any of that. And I don't ever watch the news. I don't watch the news. I don't watch CNBC. I don't read articles. I don't do shit. Right? I protect my mind for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's just draining for me personally. And number two, I want to look at these charts from the most objective aspect that I possibly can, right? The most objective as a trader. I'm not talking about as an investor. If you're an investor, you have to understand the landscape of the business you're investing in, how the company makes money, news happening with the company, etc., etc. But if you're a trader, I'm trying to be as objective as humanly possible. I'm trying to get on, get off, trade for 2 hours a day, and that's it. As far as a bear market, and this is something you have to separate as well. All right. I've noticed that everyone probably can, but like I've noticed in my nearly 9 years of doing this now that what should happen tends to actually happen, right? Like we should be in a bear market. Like rates are going to continue to go up. We have to in order to combat inflation. If they don't continue to go up, inflation's going to run rampant. If we continue to raise rates, then we're just going like less people are going to be borrowing money. The market's going to get hurt short term. So it's like you look at gas prices freaking going through the roof. You look at jobs numbers, like everything is pointing to, okay, we had a massive run up over the past 2 years after the pandemic, and we need to at least continue to drop. I think the S&P 500 right now, and this is me just being honest, the S&P 500 should probably be trading at about $340, $350. Does it mean it's going to happen? Probably not. But I think it should be trading down around $350, maybe $362. When you look at the economy, is the economy stronger than it was pre-pandemic? In my personal opinion, it's not, but I'm not an economist. I don't think we're going to be in a bear market, or, well, we are in a bear. We're not in a bear market. Do I think we're going to go into a recession? Probably not. Probably not. And a recession is defined by 2 quarters of GDP going down in a row. I don't think it's going to happen, personally. Is there ways to get some puts? Like, yeah, I would probably grab some puts up at 420 and hopefully see if we reject. If we don't, cut them quick. But I don't pay attention too much to that. Unfortunately, I should probably more, but it's just not worth it. How do you choose cup and handle if there's a head and shoulders in the middle of the pattern too? I mean, there can be multiple, like, what was the stock we were just looking at that had a big cup and handle? I don't remember the ticker. If someone remembers, let me know. But normally you just draw them all out. But normally, like, you're always going to have small patterns within big patterns. But I will always follow the bigger pattern because most institutionals are probably watching that as well. Memberships are 50% off in the announcements chat. Oh, it's Angel. What's up, bro? Yeah, so we are doing a summer sale. So for anybody who is joining us, I think Angel put it in there, that it's doing 50% off and a 3-day free trial. So for your first month, it's gonna be 50% off. So it's like $12.50 instead of $15. But that's like ridiculously cheap. So I highly recommend you take a look at it. You guys get access to like all of the premium content. So you'll get access to all my trades, all my updates, all my alerts, all Tommy's trades, all of Angel's trades, all of Callan's trades, access to all the premium bots, a whole education section here that's a part of that as well as like your own premium chat rooms and stuff like that. So check it out. Let me see. What else do we have? Don't take a mortgage. Anything Kramer says, do the opposite. It's completely true, dude. it's completely true. Energy always goes up with political volatility. That's true. VLTAs. Take a look. VLTA. And then we'll go over some stocks I'm watching. I'll share a little stuff with you guys. VLTA, I wouldn't touch it personally. If you look, we do have a little bit of a wedge breakout. But personally, it's actually not that bad. Oh, fuck. All right. Maybe I would. There's a pretty good wedge here. All All right, let's draw this out. So nice wedge. I would be looking for, I think this is Kenneth. I'd be looking for a hold over 250 for a day or two. That's your pivot zone. If we can get in there, I'd be looking to enter. And then what I would do is be looking to set a stop loss down at like 143 and a take profit between 471 and $6. It does look pretty good. We just need volume and we need to get up over this 50. This 50 SMA, this red line you guys are seeing here, this 50 SMA has been a major resistance for a bit now. SoFi, let's take a look. I'm up pretty good on my long-term SoFi. SoFi looks pretty decent. Looks pretty decent. Same situation, beaten to shit. Descending wedge, divergence. I think it's pretty good. I'd look to enter here, set a stop around 555, take profit at 10 and 13. I don't like that it's downtrending, but it's not looking bad. Unfortunately. Tesla stock split and economic restraints. I'm going to do a whole video on that. I want to do a whole video on stock split too. That is something that I want to do a video on. I have so many video ideas and not enough time in my life. Phoenix, ENVX. I listed a few others above. Let's take a look at ENVX. ENVX. No ticker. Did I read it wrong? ENVX. Is it EM? I don't know. It's not working. Kenneth, thanks. No problem, man. Miguel, AMC. Let's take a look. Okay. As I'm sitting here telling you guys how much I like Trend Spider, it just broke. All right, hold on. Let me reboot this. EMVX. ENVX. Okay, there we go. Sorry. I don't know why. Sometimes that shit just doesn't work. ENVX. Yeah. So it was just not working. Sometimes Trend Spider just breaks for some reason. But yeah, so a little bit flashing bullish here. Same situation. Like I probably buy down at like 11.18. That'd probably be your best bet. If you're in this, I would let it run. If you're not in it, personally, I would just wait to see if we pull back to like 11.25. If we don't pull back and we just break out up to 16, I would just let it go. But it is looking pretty decent. Would you still consider entering oil stocks when they're making all-time highs or wait for a pullback? I would wait for a pullback. Personally, I would be waiting for a pullback, yeah. I mean, you're trading with the trend, but like still, the RVR is not really there. Someone asked me about another one. SoFi, we already did. ENVX. Oh, AMC. I saw two of you guys asked about AMC. AMC, not a huge fan. Honestly, looking at the weekly descending wedge, AMC has to hold 12. I'm not a huge fan. Every single time we bounce, it's weaker. What I would say is if you want to enter here, set a stop loss around 960 and a take profit up around 25. Hold that for a couple months, see what happens. And that's all we're doing as traders, right? Like that's like the first thing you have to realize. Like as a trader, like we're not here to like try to be correct. We're really here to just set like some parameters, some guidelines, some entries, exits, and then just let it do its thing, right? It's like, that's the goal. All right. But yeah, I would wait for oil. I'm looking at that. All right. How long have we been going? How long has this been? 38 minutes. Let's go over a couple of tickers. A couple of tickers I'm watching. I want to go through all of them, but a couple I'm watching. We already went over ZIM. That's looking pretty damn good. LLY, so pharmaceuticals are actually looking pretty damn good. LLY, big ascending triangle, pivot up over 312. Posted this in the group a couple of days ago. I'm up currently already like $300-400. But big ascending triangle, entry best was down at 303. Pivot up over like 314. We can get a run to 334, 340. Stops down here. This is looking solid. I really like this. Ascending triangles are very good. We're using this 50 SMA as a good support, and this is a locked-in resistance. We could break out pretty soon, or what I think will probably happen is we'll just sit here until like June 20th, June 25th, and then maybe we'll get a breakout once we get into like this like little squeeze range. Pfizer is another one, PFE. I'm still in this. I might cut it. Massive. What does anyone know what this is called? What is this pattern I have outlined here? It's a pennant, but it's a symmetrical pennant or a symmetrical triangle. But you can see here, nice symmetrical triangle. We had this false breakout up here before. Rejected, good support. Had a solid breakout here, but then quickly snapped back. I re-entered at 51.47, and I'm looking to see Pfizer run up to 56. This is a little late, which is why I'm sharing it, because the premium team pays for this, but there's probably only another 4% you can pull out from this. But this is a perfect example of a type of trade I would take, right? On the weekly, freaking really, really good trend, uptrending for years and years and years. Looking at the daily, uptrending as well. Good risk versus reward, good squeeze, looking solid. I really, really like that. That's a wedge. Yep, symmetrical wedge. And then we'll go through one more. What's another one I want to go through real quick? Knock. I called this out last week. This is part of the free. Fuck. I'm actually going to take profits right now. I didn't realize we were all the way up here on Knock. I'm actually going to take some profits on this. I had no clue where this... Did I already sell Knock? Dude, this is how many positions. All right, I still have it. I'm up 817. So off of a $10,000 position, close it out, $800 profit. I'm going to close this now. I don't really. So the thing is, like, when we look at risk versus reward, Knock could still really run. The RSI is like not even overbought yet, but the take profit I originally set was 468 to 499. But like, to be quite honest at this point, like I would rather just walk away. All right, I'm out of that. But this is the same thing. Very good example, right? Same situation that's happening here with NOC. Same situation we have setting up with LLY. So looking at Knock, nice ascending triangle, good support riding the 50 SMA. RSI is looking good. This, oh, fuck, I already sold it. I probably shouldn't have sold it. Oh, whatever. Look how long this squeeze has been going on for. Down here. The TTM has been squeezing for like basically a month now, a little bit more than a month, 2 months almost. This thing could like really release up into like the 500s, but it's whatever. What was the last one? So ZIM, LLY, PFE, Knock, but I'm selling Knock. I just closed that out. Should do a recap on trades you enter daily. Good idea. Like today we entered ZIM and EXC. Unless you already did that and I joined late. Yeah, so I already went over ZIM. And yeah, I want to talk more about the trades I actually take when we're here in the live stream, because I like the algorithm just fucking hates if I do basically anything that's not Tesla. And I'm not like one of those like algorithm people where like I just like have to hit the algorithm, but it's like I don't want to waste my time making a video that like no one's gonna see. You know what I mean? Like I just think of like biggest return on investment of time. You know what I mean? That's how it is. Zach Jones, I got $2,000. This is all right, Zach. I'm not gonna put you on blast at all, but I want to actually have this conversation because I get this so much, and this is I will ask you the same questions that I ask everybody. So you have 2,000 to invest. My first question, and you don't have to participate in this. I'm not gonna be like, oh, you didn't. First question: how long have you been trading? Okay. 2, are you able to put money into the market each and every single month from your job or anything else that you do? And number 3, what is your time horizon for an investment? Those are 3 things. And this is what I want any of you to ask yourself, right? What are those 3 things? How long have you been trading? And actually I'd add a 4th. For 6 months, I try to invest weekly. Okay, and then your time, what's your time horizon, Zach? Because I get this question a lot, and sometimes I answer it with things that people don't want to hear, right? And then other times people just get pissed. All right, 6 months, try to invest weekly. How long is your time horizon? And then the fourth one is, do you really want to become a professional trader? Do you really want to become a professional trader, or is this just like a long-term investing thing? That last question is very important because it's going to depend on like what you should do. Because a lot of people come to the market as a way to just like time horizon, Zach, that's like, how long do you want to hold this position for? Are you looking to invest your money for the next 10, 20 years? Are you looking to invest it in a stock that's going to go up for the next week? Like, what's your time horizon? And now it might sound like beginner to some people who've been doing this for a couple of years, but it's very important because a lot of traders come to the market because they see it as the easiest way to start making money, right? And that can get you into some trouble if you've ever lost money trading, which most people do, right? I like to say I'd be able to day trade. Okay, now this is a good question, Zach. Do you want to make this your career? And I want a lot of you guys to answer this, because how you move and who here, let's just do this. Who here wants to make trading their career? Nobody with $2,000 wants to wait 10 years. I agree. So who here wants to actually become a full-time trader like me? Whether it doesn't have to be day trading, right? Like, who here wants to actually do that, right? Like, and I'm not saying like who really wants to put in the fucking work, right? That's the thing. And I want to talk about this because I had somebody message me. I'm going to remove this Discord so you can't see, and I'm going to go into my DMs. I'm actually going to record this because I'm going to make a recording on this because it's going to be a pretty good video. Since we're in this live stream, I'm going to hit the record button and I'll upload this later, but I'm going to go into my DMs. You guys aren't going to be able to see, and I want to go over some things that somebody was asking me recently about trading, because they were asking me, like, basically they're going through some issues with their trading and they wanted to know what were some things that I could help them with and what were some things that made successful traders. All right, so the question I asked you guys is, how many of you want to actually become a full-time trader and devote your life to this and really make this work? So let's see. George says me. Mr. Retired says he's retired. Makes sense. Online business says me. George says I want to trade as a profession. Phoenix says the work. Eugene says me. Wouldn't mind 2 hours of trading a day. I'd love to have this as my day job, Zach says. So it seems like a lot of people are interested in this. Now, I trade like an hour a day, right? There are people who want to day trade all day. I am one of those people where like I want to put not as little effort as possible, but like I'd rather focus on swing trading and stuff, right? Not full time, but happy to make a few hundred a day to supplement my income. All right, so two things, and this is something every trader has to truly ask themselves, and then we're going to go into what makes a successful trader. How bad do you really want to become a trader? That's your real question. Like, are you here because you fucking love this? I'm going to get demonetized, whatever. Like, are you here because you fucking love this? Or are you here because you want to have a better life for yourself and you don't really know how? Like, you don't really know how to make a business. You don't know how to start a business. You don't know what else to do. So you're here just trying something, right? There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not the I will tell you, and I tell you guys every day, 95% of people fail. If I have 100,000 people, right? 100,000 people, 95% are going to fail. Who would want to do it just to do it? I love this. So I do it just to do it. And this is my thing to give you guys some insight. I have insane ADHD. And I am one of those people, some of you might be this way, where I get into something and I go hard. Like, I master it. I become so fucking good. I get like close to world-class level at something, and then I throw it away because I just get bored of it. Like, once I've solved the puzzle, once I've solved the mystery of whatever it is, I throw it away. Like, I wanted to get into hunting, so I bought a compound bow. I took lessons. I became a phenomenal shot, and then I threw it away, right? I wanted to get into guitar and play in a band. I got really good. I started a band, and I threw it away, right? So I do this all the time, even video games, Magic the Gathering, fucking Warhammer, like whatever it is, dude. Like, I get into like some nerdy shit or whatever it is, I get heavy into it and then I just throw it away to the side, right? The stock market is the only thing that I have not thrown to the side. And it's because it is a never-ending puzzle that I will never fully be able to master. And I understand that, right? Is that ADHD? Probably. I think it is. But like, it's a puzzle that I love, and I love sitting down every single day and not having the answers there in front of me, right? Is it really normal to blow up many accounts? Yes, it is. We'll talk about that. But the first thing I want to get into when we talk about becoming a professional trader is you have to know, do you really want to become a professional trader, or are you just here because you want to invest and you don't really understand how to make money doing anything else, right? If this is the love of your life and this is really what you want to do, it's good. And that's important. Now, the thing to understand as well is that when they say 95% of traders fail, it's completely true. And you have to understand the odds are not with you. Okay. But that number is vastly skewed. It's very, very skewed. Because let's say we take 100 people. All it counts right now to become a quote trader is just to open a Robinhood account and put 20 bucks in. You're a trader. Congratulations. I'll shake your hand. You're now in the world of the markets, and you're officially a trader. Now, just because you're a trader doesn't mean, do you really want this to be a part of your life, right? And this is I'm going to read these off, and I will actually post them in this Discord. I don't want to share who it was because I don't know if they want to be private or whatnot. But I said to them, great video idea. I will put this right here in the chat. Oh, fuck. Never mind. I wanted to copy and paste it. It's not working. I wonder why it's not going to let me copy and paste this. It said I typed a ticker. Let's try one more time. It's not going to work. There's too many. Okay. So this is basically what I said to him. So he asked me, what are some skills? Because I can tell, like, dude, I've had so many students come through my way, and I know when a student is going to make it. I usually can tell. There are some people who have surprised me, but I normally know if someone's going to be able to make it or not. Right. So basically they said, thanks for your insight. You said in one of your videos, 95% of traders fail and they don't become profitable. What do the 5% typically do to make them successful? And this was like right off the top of my head early this morning. I said, great video. I'll do that. But these are the essential major things I can remember off the top of my head. Number one, they learn to handle their emotions and focus on consistency over profits. So you have to focus on consistency over making money. And to a lot of you guys, that just might not make sense. Like, why the hell would you focus on making money is the goal for most of you, right? Wrong. The goal is not to make money. And I'll tell you this myself. The goal is not to make money. And I know it sounds stupid. Let me see if I can just throw this on here. I can. There we go. I took a screenshot of it so you guys can see. So the goal is not to make money. It's really not. The goal is for you guys to just create systems to become a better trader. If you have a good system, you will make money. So number two is focus on creating and operating a system over making profits. So already the top two things I came off my head had nothing to do with making money. It's all about creating a system and consistency. Once your system works, in time you will make money, right? So I want you guys to think of it like this, okay? If you played a casino game and you knew for a fact that you're playing a slot machine and you know for a fact that the slot machine will make money 60% of the time, do you know that it will make money the next time you pull it? All right, I want you guys to respond to that. If you had a slot machine that you knew guaranteed made money 66% of the time, do you know if it will make money the next time you pull it? $66% of the time the slot machine makes you money. Do you know the next time you pull it if you will make money or not? The answer is no. You have no clue, right? You could be wrong 4 times in a row, right? Just because you can make money 66% of the time, you have no clue, right? You have no clue what's going to happen the next 5 times, the next 10 times, the next 20 times, right? 66% of the time statistically means that out of 1,000 pulls on that slot machine, 666 will be good, and the other 444 will be bad, right? You could have 20 losses in a row. And this is why position sizing is so important, you guys, because I get people who are like, oh, I'll follow your trades, Pete. They come into the academy, and we'll get back to you, Zach. I promise. So you asked me a simple question, and I'm just like going fucking off on this. But they'll be like, oh, I'll follow your trades. I have $2,000, and I'm gonna put $1,000 in each trade in options, and then the 2 trades I call out don't work. Right? They don't work. They don't make money. Well, guess what? Like I don't make money on every single trade. And that's why position sizing is so freaking key, because you can't bet the house on like 3 trades and then you're going to get blown out. Like I trade with $270,000 and I only put 10 grand in each trade, because it's all about playing over the long term. But we'll make this pretty quick. Number 3 is using proper position sizing so you don't get blown out of the market. We just said that. Number 4 is using proper stop losses and risk management to stay in the game and not get blown out of the market. So already you can see that the biggest things in the top 4 is consistency over profit, systems over profit, and don't lose all your money. Number 5, understand that just like any skill, you will not be good overnight. You cannot be a professional level basketball player in 2 years. It takes 10 years. And this is why I say to you guys, how bad do you want to do this? Right? How bad do you want to do it? If you really want to do it, you might spend 3 years making nothing. And no one's going to tell you that, because they can't sell you courses and shit telling you that. I'll tell you that. I don't give a fuck. Right? If you really want to be a pro, you might spend 3 years making nothing. You might spend 3 years losing. That's what I did. I went from 5 grand to 50 grand, blew that account up, and then restarted, blew that account up. So I blew 2 accounts up. Eugene asked me that. How many accounts? I blew 2 up. Every good trader I've ever known has blown accounts up. But what happened was I looked around and I said to myself, like I had my friends like, oh my God, dude, you lost like $30,000 in the stock market. I'm like, dude, you have a liberal arts degree that you spent 40 grand on. Like, fuck you talking about, dude? I don't care. I just look at it as tuition. And so if you really want to take it seriously, you have to understand that it's not going to be easy. It's not going to come with, not blowing a couple accounts up. Number 6, continue to grow your education and backtest your new strategies. Number 7, find a support group or a community that is actually legit. A lot of them aren't. Number 8, seek out mentoring from someone who is legit and aligns with your trading style. We all trade differently. I'm not a day trader. If you want to learn to day trade, like I can't help you, bro. I can point you in the right direction. There's a lot of people who know how to day trade and like to day trade. I know how to day trade, but I don't like it. I don't like sitting in front of the screen 8 hours a day. I don't really care. You know what I mean? And then number 9, journal all of your trades, and most importantly, journal your emotions, because your emotions become your actions, and your actions are what's going to blow your account up, right? So those are the most important things. And what would be the best way for you to grow $1,000 account? All right, let's talk about this aspect now, because you have to start somewhere. All right, and this is let's look at it for 2 people. Let's make 2 lines here in the sand. All right, let's say you're the person, and we're gonna start with this because it's the most honest answer here. If you're somebody who doesn't really want to do this for a living, right? If you're really somebody who wants to do it or not do it for a living, you don't really care. You're like, you know what? Like, I like this a bit, but like, I really don't care too much about becoming a professional trader. I just want to make money on the side. And you have $1,000, $2,000, right? Let's say 3 grand or less. Fuck trading, right? Screw trading. What I want you guys to understand is that this is very controversial, because I'm a trading channel and I'm going to tell you not to trade. If you're not going to make serious money with like $2,000, $3,000. You're not. What $2,000 or $3,000 is going to do is pave the way for you to gain experience to further what you want to do in the future, right? So if you have like 2 grand, I make like a 44% to like a 50% return per year. So that means you follow me for a whole year, like you'll make $400. And then after the government fucks you for taxes, you'll make like 240, right? Like it's not really worth it. Like, you know what I mean? So let's say that you're somebody who wants to seriously trade. Well, you're not going to turn $1,000 or $2,000 into like, 50 grand. But what you can do, and this is not to discourage you, what you can do is take that $1,000 and treat it like $1,000,000. Okay? Take that 1,000 and and treat it like it's $1,000,000. And I hate the word trader. The name of this channel is Traders Helping Traders, but I like the word portfolio manager, that term, because that's what you are. I want you to think of the fact that you are a portfolio manager for a hedge fund company. And I want you to treat that money like it's someone else's money. All right? And put that $1,000 into an account and learn how to trade. And this is why, going back to poor Zach, that I've just never fully answered your question, right? When you said, what should I do with 2 grand? If you really want to become a good trader, put that money in the market and just don't expect to make any money at all. Trade with shares, trade small, like $500 per position, use hard stop losses, and gain knowledge. And all while you're doing this, continue to put more and more money in week over week, month over month, right? I want to go to MoneyChimp, compound interest calculator. All right, this is like one of my favorite things to do. So let's say that right now you have $1,000 and we're putting this in a Roth IRA so it's tax-free. And let's say that every single month you can put like let's say every month you can put $500 a month in. Like, you guys could all drive Uber Eats on the side 1 day a week on a Saturday, and your car will smell like pizza and shit, but whatever, you'll make another $500 a month. So every month you put $500 in, which is going to be an extra $6,000 per month. You will max out that Roth IRA, and we're going to give it just 5 years to grow. And let's say that after a couple years of being consistent, you can pull about 35% return in the market. In 5 years, you'll have $85,000, right? In 10 years, you'll have $462,000. In 20 years, you will have 10 million. And in 30 years, you will have 196 million, which is just nuts, right? So the goal is for you is like the $1,000 isn't going to do shit, right? It's using that money to learn and then continuing to put money in from a job outside of the market, right? That's something you have to understand. Now, if you've never traded and you have $2,000, right, or $1,000 or anything, to be quite honest, I wouldn't even use it to trade. I would take that money and I would invest it in yourself. And I'm not saying go buy fucking my course or someone's course or any of that shit. Like, use that money to invest in yourself. Go buy books. Like, dude, books changed my fucking life. Like, $100 worth of books has made me $500,000 easy. Like, there's like Think and Grow Rich, The E-Myth. Those 2 books alone, I probably made 200 grand off of in my life. Like, and you don't have to read 100 books. James Clear's Atomic Habits. What's another one? Like, Tim Ferriss' Tribe of Mentors is pretty decent. Like, I have like 100 books sitting behind me and downstairs. Books are nuts. Like, it's such a good investment. If you want good trading books, How to Trade Like a Professional Trader by Alex Elder is absolutely insane. Read SEC filings, completely free. It's correct. There's so much free shit. We have a Discord full of free shit, right? Like, invest in yourself, because seriously, nobody can take your knowledge away from you. No woman can take half of it in a divorce. Right? So some women might get pissed, but no women here can take half of it in a divorce. Your business partner can't screw you over for your knowledge. Like, once you have it, unless you suffer a serious brain injury, which I don't wish that on anybody, nobody can take that from you. And here's the deal. If everything I've ever built blew the fuck up to zero, if I lost every penny that I have right now, I would build it back up even better, right? Even freaking better. Do you have a list of books? No, but I can make one, like Atomic Habits. I'll just do it right now. Think and Grow Rich changed my life. And I read this book every month. And Grow Rich. Disciplined. I'm gonna spell it wrong, whatever. Trader by Mark Douglas. That's a good trading book. Trade like a professional. Alex Elder. I'll do a whole video, but dude, there's enough to get you started. There's so many books I've read, and dude, it's just absolutely insane that for $9, like $9, E-Myth is another good one, for $9 for a book, like it's insane what you can do. But for me, like that's what I would do. If let me go through some of these questions. You guys had some good one. Do you use trading to generate capital for your investments? Once your balance of money, this is phenomenal, Lane. Do you use trading to generate capital for your properties and investments? What balance in money in the market versus out of the market in more secure assets? It was a great example. So yes, normally the money that I use within my accounts, I will fund real estate ventures. Like all the money that I've made off of like the academy, YouTube, all of that goes back into investing and investments because I want you guys to see what I'm doing with your money, right? So like if you pay for the premium group, like I want you guys to see that. The premium group currently right now, like I'll tell you, I don't give a shit. Revenue on the premium group right now is about 10 grand a month. So like I take that $10,000 and I reinvest it in the stock market. Once the housing market crashes, which I think will pretty soon, I will start buying properties and documenting the entire journey for you guys. I just deployed like 100 grand in long-term investments. A lot of that money was from the money that I make on here, as well as because I wanted to start a long-term portfolio. For the longest time, I didn't have a long-term portfolio. I sold like all my investment properties last year because they were ridiculously overvalued. I just bought a house this year for like 240 grand. I put some work into it. It's already worth 350 grand. I just got it appraised. Right now, I have about 200 grand in a savings account. And then the house that I currently have right now, and then I have about 270 grand in the market. So I can't teach you how to be a millionaire. I'm not quite a millionaire yet, but I can teach you how to make 500 grand in like 3 years. That's why I can teach you. And I'll never pretend to be something that I'm not. I'll never be like, this is how you make $5 million. Like I've never made $5 million. I have no clue. Which indicators do you prefer for scalping? VWAP, 15-minute OBV, and usually just like a 9 EMA is all you need. But the VWAP's like majorly going to be your goal. Trading indicators usually work. Talked about that. Not the next time, but the time. Oh, we're back up there. Hold on. Not taking stupid risks. How I learn charts. Very important. You need 50K to seriously trade. So you don't need 50K to seriously trade, but the more money you have, the less risk you need, right? A lot of what I would do if I didn't sell courses and shit and like sell my my trades, I would just be selling cash secured puts. It's like one of my favorite things to do. But I would say like 10 grand is enough for you guys to like make some money off of. And like I said, the goal is not to make a ton of money, right? It's not like in the next couple of years. The goal is, this is my ultimate goal, okay? My ultimate goal has always been $2.5 million in cash. Straight cash, not net worth, cash. With $2.5 million, I can sell cash secured puts and even in a shit market, make a 20% return, right? A 20% return on $2.5 million every single year is going to be, oh, that's 30 years and 25. Every single year, I'm going to make $3 million, and then the government's going to screw me for half of that. So that's like $1.5 million. How the fuck would I make $3 million? This is so wrong. Anyway, basically, yeah, I'd make like a 25% return, and I'd end up making like $300,000 a year, a little less. But the government's going to screw you a bit there. But overall, like, that's the goal, is to just build up money, build up money, build up money, and then continue to grow that over and over and over. Like, I started 8 years ago with 5 grand, right? Understand that. 8 years ago, 5 grand. I'm up to like $279,000. When you look at how much money I've made in 8 years, it's not much at all, right? Like, think about that. 5,000, well, what would that be? 279 divided by 8. I've made an average. This is something I want you to understand this. I have made an average of 34 grand a year. You could go work at 7-Eleven and fucking make 34 grand a year probably. But what you have to understand is year one, I made nothing. Year 2, I made nothing. Year 3, I lost money too, and I made nothing. Year 4, I remember I made like 40 grand consistently, not 40 grand in a couple of months. Like every month I was pulling consistent profits, and that's what you guys need to look for, is consistent. And then like last year I made like $175,000 or 100, no, like 110, and the year before it was like 100. So it's like most, and I am paying taxes. So like untaxed, I probably would have about $450,000, $500,000. But the government fucking screws you with taxes. Like you have to understand that. Fucking hate the government. But yeah, so like I would probably have about $500,000 after taxes. But that's something you need to understand. Like the fucking equity curve now is like through the roof. Like this year, I will probably make $200,000 just trading. You know what I mean? And the next year, I'll probably make $500,000 trading. So that's the thing. You're looking at the long term here. I don't think I want any of you to look short term, which is why most of these traders do look short term. You shouldn't. You need to look at what's going to happen in the next 10, 20, 30 years. It's very important, especially as a trader. How much do you need to make $100 a day? Mr. Retired, consistently to make $100 a day, you need $10,000 a day. I would say 20 grand. You can very easily and like I'm saying easy, like not even work for it. You can easily just sell cash secure puts and make like $500 a week, $600 a week. Very, very easily. Like very easily. And selling cash secure puts is the way to go. I'll explain that in another video. Just trying to get to 20K. Man, start a business, dude. Start a business. Like, if you guys want to learn business building, I can teach you that as well. Start a business, or just get a fucking high-paying job. Here's what you need to do. All right, I'm still recording, and I'm probably gonna put this up as a separate video, but whatever. Here's my last piece of advice for anyone who wants to make money. Right? It's for anyone who wants to make money. You have two or three routes. Number one, you become a trader. Okay, probably the hardest fucking route possible. But you live life on your own terms. You have no responsibilities at all except for to yourself, and the government screws you with taxes. It's very hard to like not evade your taxes, but it's very hard to like use the tax law in your advantage when you're a trader. Okay, that's number one. Number two is you start a business. There's so many businesses. I literally had a list of 50 businesses I was going to start or have somebody start for me. Like, you can start a landscaping business, a mobile detailing business, a debt settlement services company. So I was going to start a company where, let's say you have $50,000 in car loan debt and they're going to come take the car from you. It's all public record. I can call the bank, negotiate for you, tell them you're only going to give them $30,000, but we can close tomorrow. Then you pay me a bit of the spread of the money they were saving. So debt settlement services company. Don't judge me for this. There is a huge market. And you got like a huge market for any of you. One of you guys needs to do this to become an OnlyFans consultant, right? I know this is ridiculous. I'm definitely getting demonetized now, but like you could make a killing becoming an OnlyFans consultant because OnlyFans is massive. More and more women are doing it. And I feel like a lot of them don't look at it from a business standpoint. And there's so many ways, like I could easily take a girl who's making 30 grand a month up to like 100 grand a month, like easily. That's a business. There's so many freaking businesses that you can start out there that like, there's not that much competition and you can easily start making 100 grand a year. That's an option, right? And then option number 3 would be, and this is what most of you could and should probably do, get a freaking professional resume, right? Get some good references and go apply to 100 jobs that are paying $100,000, $200,000, whatever you think you don't deserve to make, go apply to 100 of those jobs. Just go apply. Of 100, maybe 10 of them will reach out to you and you'll get an interview with 10 of those. And even if you don't get a job, which I bet you probably will, right? Even if you don't get the job, you will sit down with 10 very important people and you will be able to get an interview with some of the top companies in the world, and you will learn from that. So that's what you do. Like, I mean, I've never worked a normal job in my life, and I'm a convicted felon over 14 grams of marijuana. I never graduated high school. I never graduated college. And this year I'm going to make 400 grand in but well, pre-tax, but 400 grand pre-tax. Like, if I can fucking do it, trust me, you guys can do it. And I had an interview with a legal lending company like 2 years ago before I started this. But I applied for the job. They offered me the job. It was 150 grand a year. You damn felon, JK, bro. Thank you. But yeah, so like they offered me the job, and like I just applied. I did lie and say I had a master's degree, whatever. But I got offered the job once I told them I didn't. You know what I mean? But yeah, at the end of the day, guys, like that's the most important thing. Like those are the 3 ways you need to do that. You know what I mean? Like it's starting a job or trying to get a job you think you can't get, and then learning, working for someone for free. That's a big one too. Starting your own company or business, or becoming a trader. Nothing's easy. It's not going to be given to you. Go out and get it. But I mean, think of it long term and just grow. Like last thing I'll leave you with, because we've been doing this for like an hour and 15 minutes and I go sideways freaking heavily. But the last thing I want to talk about is like, just grow as a human, right? Like I said this before, when we were talking about the trading, the things to do to become a profitable trader, right? Think of profit last and think of systems first. If you build a strong system, you will make profits. And it's the same thing as a human. If you build strong character, if you learn as much as you possibly can, and if you become a better human being, you will make more money. It's as simple as that. All right, guys, I gotta go. Hit the like button, subscribe, check out the Discord. If you want to get access to all the trades, go to the premium section. I went a little freaking wild today. Cursed a little too much, talked about some stupid shit. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a good day. Let me know if you need anything. Tag me in the chat. And yeah, guys, enjoy your day. Peace.